Dark Triad personality. The Dark Triad personality refers to a personality type that's characterized by three traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. People with this personality type are often described as being manipulative, callous, and self-centered. They may be quick to take advantage of others, lie or cheat to get what they want, and have little empathy for the feelings of others. While the Dark Triad has traditionally been studied in the context of clinical psychology, recent research has shown that these traits are also prevalent in the general population. In fact, some research suggests that the Dark Triad may even be adaptive in certain situations. While the Dark Triad personality is considered to be harmful to others, research has shown that people with these personality traits are also more successful than those without them. In fact, many CEOs and politicians have been found to have these personality traits. The Dark Triad has been found to be associated with a number of negative outcomes, including social manipulation, aggression, and workplace deviance. It has been linked to some positive outcomes such as creativity and leadership. In this video, we will discuss the Dark Triad personality in more detail. So, watch till the end. If you haven't liked the video yet, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any further videos. We will look at the different traits that make up this personality type, its advantages and disadvantages, and some famous people who have been described as having a Dark Triad personality. The Dark Triad personality refers to a personality type that's characterized by three traits. Narcissism. Narcissism is a personality disorder characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. Narcissistic people are often described as arrogant, self-centered, and manipulative. People with NPD often excessively seek attention and approval from others and often have difficulty handling criticism. They may also have a sense of entitlement and a lack of empathy. People with narcissism often seek out power and status to feel important and special. They may use others for their gain and can be difficult to work with. People with a narcissistic personality disorder may be successful and self-confident, but they're also often arrogant, manipulative, and exploitative. They may have a sense of entitlement and take advantage of others. They may also be highly sensitive to criticism and may react angrily or even violently to perceived slights. While it's true that narcissistic people can be difficult to deal with, it's important to remember that not all narcissists are bad people. In fact, many successful and well-known people are narcissistic. The key is to learn how to deal with narcissists in a healthy way. If you think you may be suffering from narcissism, it's important to seek help from a mental health professional. Narcissism can be a difficult disorder to live with and can cause problems in all areas of your life. With treatment, you can learn to manage your narcissism and lead a more fulfilling life. If you think you may be dealing with a narcissist, there are some things you can do to protect yourself. First, try to avoid getting into arguments with them. Second, set boundaries and stick to them. And third, make sure to take time for yourself and do things that make you happy. Machiavellianism. Machiavellianism is a political theory that holds that end justifies the means. This theory is often associated with political leaders who are willing to use any means necessary to maintain the power or achieve their goals. The word Machiavellian is derived from the Italian political philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli, who wrote a treatise called The Prince, in which he advocated for the use of deceit and manipulation to maintain power. The theory of Machiavellianism is often used in a negative light, as it can be used to justify any morally questionable act if it is done in service of a greater goal. However, The theory can also be used for positive ends, such as achieving a difficult but important goal. No matter how it's used, Machiavellianism is a controversial theory that's sure to spark debate. While Machiavellianism has traditionally been seen as a negative trait, there is evidence that it can also be beneficial in some situations. For example, research has shown that Machiavellianism is correlated with higher levels of intelligence and creativity. Machiavellianism is a personality trait that's characterized by a strategic approach to achieving goals, a focus on self-interest, and a lack of empathy. People who exhibit Machiavellian tendencies are often successful in politics, business, and other power-based fields. While Machiavellianism can be advantageous in some situations, it's also associated with a number of negative outcomes, such as decreased personal satisfaction and increased levels of anxiety and stress. If you think you may be exhibiting Machiavellian tendencies, it may be worth considering seeking out help from a mental health professional. So, is Machiavellianism a good or bad thing? There is no easy answer, as it depends on the situation. Psychopathy. Psychopathy is a personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy and remorse, shallow emotions, egocentricity, and impulsivity. People with psychopathy are often charismatic and magnetic, but they're also callous, manipulative, and often dangerous, as well as disregard for the law and the rights of others. Individuals with this disorder often engage in antisocial and criminal behavior. While most people with the psychopathy are not violent, they are more likely to engage in criminal behavior and be involved in violence than people without the disorder. For this reason, it's important to be aware of the signs of psychopathy and to get help if you or someone you know appears to be struggling with this disorder. While psychopathy is often used as a catch-all term for anyone who exhibits psychopathic behavior, it's important to remember that not all psychopaths are violent criminals. In fact, many psychopaths are successful business people, politicians, and even celebrities. While there is no known cure for psychopathy, there are treatments that can help manage the symptoms. If you think you or someone you know may be suffering from psychopathy, it's important to seek professional help. Now, the question that comes to mind is that, what are the benefits of the Dark Triad personality? The combination of three personality traits has been found to be associated with a number of positive outcomes, including increased success in the workforce, higher levels of intelligence, and great ability to deceive and manipulate others. For example, narcissism has been shown to be helpful in allowing people to pursue their goals with single-minded dedication. Machiavellianism can be useful in business setting where cutthroat competition is the norm. And psychopathy has been shown to be beneficial in high-stress occupations like military service or law enforcement. While the Dark Triad personality may have some positive benefits, for example, people with Dark Triad personality traits are often more successful in business and politics. They have been shown to be more successful in achieving their goals and tend to be more charismatic and persuasive. They're also more likely to take risks and be creative. Overall, the benefits of the Dark Triad personality depend on the situation. In some cases, these traits can be helpful. Now, we will talk about what are the drawbacks of the Dark Triad personality. The Dark Triad personality is a controversial topic in psychology. Some experts believe that Dark Triad personality represents a real and distinct personality type, while others argue that it's nothing more than a combination of existing personality disorders. The Dark Triad personality is characterized by three personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. People who exhibit these traits tend to be manipulative, charming, and often successful in achieving their goals. However, they also tend to be selfish, callous, and unemotional. While the Dark Triad personality may have some advantages, such as increased confidence and charisma, it also comes with a number of drawbacks. Dark Triad individuals may have difficulty forming lasting attachments, and they may be more likely to engage in risky or antisocial behaviors. Additionally, Dark Triad personalities tend to be less stable and more prone to mental health problems. Now, you might be thinking of how you can tell if someone has a Dark Triad personality. There is no definitive answer to this question, as everyone expresses their Dark Triad traits in different ways. However, there are some common signs that someone may have a Dark Triad personality. For example, someone with a Dark Triad personality may be manipulative, callous, narcissistic, self-interested, ruthless, charmingly deceitful, quick to anger, prone to aggression. While the Dark Triad personality is not an official diagnosis, there's a test that can be used to measure someone's score on these three traits. If you're wondering whether someone you know has Dark Triad personality, you can administer the test and compare the results to the norms. Keep in mind, however, that this is just one way to measure the Dark Triad personality and that the results should be interpreted with caution. If you suspect someone has a Dark Triad personality, it's best to avoid them. These types of people are often emotionally manipulative and can be difficult to deal with. After this, you might be thinking of how to deal with someone with Dark Triad personality. This type of person often has a difficult time empathizing with others and may use deceitful tactics to get what they want. If you find yourself dealing with someone with a Dark Triad personality, it's important to be aware of their manipulative tendencies. Here are some tips on how to deal with someone with a Dark Triad personality. Be aware of their tactics. Dark Triad individuals often use manipulation and deception to get what they want. If you are dealing with someone with a Dark Triad personality, it's important to be aware of their tactics and to stay one step ahead of them. Be careful about what you share with them. They may use your personal information against you. Be assertive and set boundaries. Don't let them take advantage of you. Keep your distance. It's often best to not get too close to someone with a Dark Triad personality. Be prepared for their reaction if you confront them. Try to keep your interactions with them to a minimum and don't let them take advantage of you. It's also important to be clear and concise in your communication with them, as they will often try to twist your word to suit their purposes. While the Dark Triad personality may have some advantages, it's also associated with a number of negative outcomes, including criminal behavior and mental health problems. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching.